swear the next time she'll be
Oh my goodness. Talk to me, people. All right, I'm not going to do all that anyway. This is Robert Ferguson, and this is an impromptu moment where I'm going to just share some information because I was inspired today. I literally 100% just got off the phone with one of my clients. Christine, I'm giving you a big shout out. Brett, I want to give you a big shout out. Sandra, I want to give you a big shout out. Um, and all the people that I work with on a regular basis, I want to give you guys a huge shout out. And the reason why I want to give you a shout out is because you give me more than I feel I give you. I feel like I win every time I get to have a conversation with a client. I feel like it's lopsided because I'm living my life's purpose. I'm utilizing my life's gifts. I am thankful for the people that I've had the opportunities to meet over the years. And I'm just so thankful. And it's not just for the people who lose 100 pounds or the people who lose 50 pounds, 40 pounds, 30 pounds, reverse their type 2 diabetes. Um, I just love the fact that I get to be an asset, right? Like a tool almost to helping people get what they want. Yeah. And that feels really good. The thing that doesn't feel good is when I see people or meet people or know people that never get to experience what I know they could experience if they had just asked, if they had just reached out. Now, where this is coming from is from a humble place, and it's important that I say that because this is public forum. Um, and I feel always feel weird when I actually say it was coming from a humble place because you know what I mean. It's kind of like when you donate. You don't need to tell everybody that you donated to something. You just do it because it feels right, and that's just what you do. But when you're on a public platform and you're sharing information, sometimes it's important that you let people know where you're coming from. And I know that we can't believe what everybody is saying, but I just happen to have been blessed and in a situation or a position where I have clinicals, evidence-based studies that support everything that I'm saying. And I have a ton of people who I can put on the phone right now. You can meet in person. You can look at their lab work from when they began working with me, and you can look at their lab work after they've worked with me for a while. And you cannot argue, you cannot contest the data. And then when you start to ask them, like, wow, like, man, you lost 100 pounds, and they find out that you're eating like regular everyday food that many people are avoiding to lose weight, but you're eating regular everyday food, but eating it in a way where you're informed, right? You're educated and you're able to lose the weight. And all of the data suggests the reality that you'll keep the weight off because you avoided feelings of deprivation and restriction. So the if I was gone tomorrow, meaning if I was no longer alive tomorrow, and we all have our day, and I've been with the likes of Jack LaLanne, and I've been with the Dick Gregories of the world, and they're no longer here, and they were committed to making a huge difference in the lives of people. And I know because of their path that one person can't do it all. Like what's important is you either get with an organization, you get with other companies, you get with other people. I mean, I have coaches that I work closely with. I have coaches that I don't work closely with, but somewhere I've influenced them to want to help others, and I've given them tools to make a difference in helping others. And that I mean that alone helps me sleep better at night. It really does, because I know that if I touch them and empower them in a way where they're better equipped to help people, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. You know, it's like, so again, this is an impromptu, so I'm not going to be here long, but I do want to share a couple of things. One, I want to give a shout out to one of my clients, Sandra. Sandra E. I want to say thank you, because you are a person who I started working with a year ago, and it's been quite the ride. And I'm so thankful to have known you, got to know you, work with you, because I fall in love with the friendships that you acquire when you're a coach. And I would assume that the day that, Sandra, you no longer want me to be your coach, that you won't text me and break up with me. You won't email me and break it off with me. That we can get on the phone, because we developed a friendship, and you can say, "Hey, Robert, I feel like I got it. I feel pretty good about this. Um, so I'm no longer going to need you as my coach. I'm going to give it a chance to go on my own." Now, that's how, as a former Marine, I would handle it. Right? It's kind of like these days, people are in relationships and they get divorced and break up over a text or in silence. And I've experienced that too. You know, I had people that I dated or felt that I loved, and no communication. Just it's just over. It's like, what the hell is that? I'm just a big believer that, call somebody, talk to them. And so when I have a client like Sandra who is still there with me, because I'll be there with her, and that feels great. And I believe that when she no longer wants me to be her coach and work with her, that's fine. But I believe we would have a conversation about it. We would actually talk about it, and then wish each other good luck. And if she ever needed my help, she would just give me a call or shoot me a text, and then we get back. I mean, that would be nice. So thank you, Sandra, for like staying the course, not giving up on yourself. And I say that because I've had clients, lose. I had one lady lose over 100 pounds 4 times. And what that tells anyone who catches this is I was there with her 4 times. And when she gained all her weight back and she wanted my help, I was there and we did it again. She gained it back, we did it again. And I remember she would call me and just assume that I wouldn't want to work with her. I go, "Why would I not want to work with you?" I said, "Look, I don't give up on me, and I ain't giving up on you. Now, if you give up on you, which I have clients that give up on themselves, and they get so upset with themselves that every time they call me or have a coach call, they feel bad, and eventually they give up." And as Michael Jackson once said, "I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Woo! I'm asking him to change his ways." You're asking to change your ways. I'm just a coach who's there to support and help you in getting the outcomes that you want. That's what a coach does. But I don't give up on people. I'm with you all the way. I'm all in. So, Sandra, thank you. I also want to give a big shout out to Christine. She inspired me to actually do this impromptu share. And Christine is a very nice, loving, caring, amazing person. And her husband is amazing. And like I was telling her today, I said, look, when couples do a lifestyle like this together, they tend to stick it out. It does help. And I'm not condemning people where the wife is kind of making herself healthier and the husband isn't. I'm not condemning that. I'm not being negative about that. I'm just saying that it's really nice to see when couples support each other and they see it through. Like I have a husband and wife that I work with, Karen and Mike. I hope you guys hear this, but they're fascinating. I look forward to every call to work with both of them. We have fun. They're my friend, and I love that. So kudos to Karen and Mike. I think together those guys are down almost 100 pounds. I think, geez, like, I mean, they're running with this. I also want to give a big shout out to Brett, Mr. Brett Hilton, who at his highest weight he's down 101 pounds today. As I share this information with you, 101 pounds. And I have a client either next week or the week after. She's going to hit her 100-pound benchmark. So I'm not even going to mention her name. You know who you are, Sharon. And congratulations to you. And I believe your birthday is tomorrow on Thursday. So happy birthday. And I'm just thankful to have met you. I mean, these people that I have met, it's amazing because if I wasn't doing what I was doing, and all the coaches out there, you guys will get this, you wouldn't meet these amazing people. Even the ones who give up on themselves, it's a true experience to meet people and see where they either get weak and give up, or where they are weak but they find strength and they stay the course. And it's amazing how the human mind works, and how we can either create our outcomes, um, or we can fall short and feel like we never ever ever were able to be successful. You know, it's kind of like the kid who is the best football player. I saw this a lot as a kid growing up, or the best basketball player in high school, but they didn't have the grades. And then you fast forward 10 years later, kids that they were way better than as far as an athlete make it to the pros or get a college degree, and they're working at a grocery store. And that's not to condemn or put down people that work at a grocery store. I'm just saying, if they had the grades, their life and everything would have worked out differently. Yeah. And I want to give a big shout out to all people who care, not about themselves, which is a good thing. I'm glad you care about yourself, but a big shout out to people who care about other people. When you become a coach, and I help coaches, and we're getting ready to launch a big campaign in growing our coach certification. So anyone who catches this and you want to be a coach, you better get off the fence and get with me. But you're probably doing so well, it doesn't matter, because our fees are going up next month. And it's going to get more challenging to be a coach, and and the circle is going to get tighter. Um, but anyone who likes helping other people, whether it's in my space of the work that I do, or whether it's for like a food share, or maybe working as a nurse, anyone who is wanting to help other people, I just feel compelled to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all that you do. Yeah. So, anyway, again, I don't have a whole bunch to say. Um, I do want to give a shout out to what's up there, Sheila. Sheila was a great client, and I believe you're doing well, Sheila. I believe in you, and you know that if you ever need my help, then reach out. I'm here. Accountability, you guys, is a big deal. I have the same. Well, I had the same accountant for almost 25 years, and that accountant helped me be accountable. I have some of the same coaches in martial arts, in business, even in fitness, health, nutrition. I have coaches, and they've been my coach for years, and they ain't going nowhere. Now, if they died, then okay, I lost them and I got to find someone else. But I know the power of accountability. I know the power of it. I have celebrities that I've been coaching for years. I was just talking to one of my clients yesterday. I've been coaching for like 23 years. 23 years. 23 years. Think about that. Now, this person had lost weight at one point, and because we have this ongoing connection, sometimes I only talk to her once a month. Ideally, we do every 2 weeks, and that works out great. But some people do better when it's once a week. But everybody does great when they have a coach. Whether it's an artist who sings, they have vocal coaches. Artist who dances, whether it's Usher, whether it was James, the late James Brown, the late Michael Jackson, they all had coaches. They didn't have a coach for a moment and then stopped. They get it. There is a benefit to having a coach. And so I was talking to someone earlier today about they're looking at doing a change with their career. And I was telling them about coaching. And I was telling them about nutrition. I was telling them about health. And I said, look at the data. Health coaches, nutrition coaches are more in demand now and will be for the next, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 years, like more than ever, because we have a problem. And when you have a problem, you have a business when you can present and provide a solution. Yeah, isn't that cool? What's up, Donna? I want to say, give you a big shout out and say hello. Anyway, last thing I'll share with you, whether you're working with a coach, working with me, doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're progressively making progress, whatever it is, and you find something that is working for you, keep doing it. I've been looking at some data of people that I worked with, and I coached for like the last year and a half. I've been working with a lot of people, and everything worked out great for me because I gave my heart, I made it affordable, I was all in, and I'm still all in. And it's interesting when I go back to the people that I had helped, but they stopped the coaching. The large majority of them have gained their weight, have gained weight back. Many of them gained most of their weight back, if not more. And the ones that have stayed the course have not. You cannot argue that kind of data. There is something about having a coach. And I sum it up with accountability. And accountability keeps you accountable. And when you're accountable, you stay on track, you stay the course, and the outcomes continue to be in your favor. When you remove accountability, same as going to see your doctor once a year for an annual pap smear, or getting your breast checked for cancer, or just getting your annual checkup or your colonoscopy, you remove those things. Then next thing you know, you have symptoms, and the next thing you know is not good. Think about it. Think about what I'm saying. As we mature in life, be wise about what you do. Now, if you can't afford to have a coach, okay, I get that. Then you figure out and do the best you can. Same as there's kids who made it to the professional national basketball league, and they couldn't even afford a basketball. They used to grab socks and put them together to create a basketball because they couldn't afford it. But because they were willing to go the extra mile and do the extra work and show up on a regular basis, eventually they did get a basketball, and eventually they did get the outcomes that they wanted. Powerful, man. Powerful. Anyway, life is good. Life is real good. My eyes are open. My heart is too. And I just want to say thank you for anyone who's given me a chance to help them. And this goes back many years. I mean, it's crazy when I say I got into weight loss in 1995. I feel like I'm like 100 years old, and I've seen a lot, and I'm still learning, which is amazing. Like I'm getting ready to do this. We're in pre-production for this documentary, and I'm just blown away. Like I mean seriously. Like I'll end on this. Here's something I'll share this with you, and it just came to me. I remember it like it was yesterday. So in 1995, I get into weight loss, and in the beginning, it was challenging because you don't know and you want to know. And I knew where I wanted to go, but it was taking a long time to get there. And then in 2002, I was invited to speak in Hawaii, and I was part of the celebrity panel. And I remember, and our first book had come out, Fat That Doesn't Come Back, and we're there, and Dr. Andrew Wild was there, and a whole bunch of other celebrities. But Dr. Andrew Wild and I got the bond, and we did a celebrity walk together. He and I took everybody on this cool walk. And I remember seeing him on Oprah and watching him with Larry King, and he just always had a wealth of knowledge. And getting to spend time with him was just, it was awesome. And then I got to see him speak, and he spoke for 2 hours, 2 hours nonstop, not questions from the audience. 2 hours he just talked, and I remember just being amazed at how much he knew and how well he was able to communicate it in a way that people understood and they got it. He wasn't throwing Michael Jackson kicks or spinning like he was Prince. He wasn't doing the splits like James Brown to keep your attention and have you laugh and to keep you engaged. He just shared information. And he shared it again in a way that had you just like compelled. Like, I mean, I was into it. And when I looked around, I remember looking around and a lot of other people were into it. And he's still doing this thing. Um, but I remember going, I want to know what I do as far as helping people with nutrition and weight loss. I want to know it like he knows it, like like this what he knew, right? He's a doctor in internal medicine, and of course he talks a lot about nutrition. But the areas that he spoke on, he knew like the back of his hand, and I was like, wow. And I wanted it to happen faster. Like I wanted it to happen like tomorrow. But nutrition is not one of those things that you can just learn tomorrow. And like for my new coaches, like and any of you who catch this, we have a methodology. We have a system that you coach on. Coach on the system. You don't need to know what I know or understand all the science. That will come with time. When you've been coaching for 5 years, you will be much more knowledgeable and have a greater range of talking points. That just happens. Um, and the more you go after it, of course, the better you'll get. But yeah, it's one of those things where we have a system, and that's what makes you different from people who just become a health coach, or they don't have a methodology, they don't have a system. We're the only ones that have that. We're the only ones. And our system is evidence-based and clinically proven. No one else has that. Like on the planet, we have a methodology that is proven, the diet-free life methodology, and that's what our coaches are trained on, are skilled with. And if they're living it, right? If they're making fat burning meals and fat burning snacks, and they're challenging themselves constantly, and they practice it every time they eat. If they eat 3 meals a day, that's 21 times they get to practice in 1 week. That's 84 times they get to practice a fat burning meal in 30 days. So 84 times 12, that's for the year. And if I've been making fat burning meals for 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, woo, you know a lot. And you can help a lot of people. Now that's powerful. The same as I watch people on Facebook talking about health and talking about fitness, exercising, showing their workouts, but you don't see anything really change with their bodies. And that's not a dig, but why aren't they making changes? Why aren't we seeing improvements for them? They're talking about it. And I'm only saying this because some of these people know me. They haven't reached out to me. I've been doing it way longer than them, and I've done it at a really high level. So if they're stuck and they know me, what's blocking them from reaching out to me? What would block them? Is that ego? Like, what is that? Because I know that if someone knows something more than me, or it appears that they know something more than me, I'm reaching out to them. And I would recommend every client, if someone is doing something and it makes sense, right? You have critical thinking. You can look at it in a way you go, does that make sense? And you think it can help you, why wouldn't you make that part of your journey? If it makes sense. And finally, let me just say, because I titled this, What? I didn't know it could be so easy. And that is the people losing weight. The number one thing since 1995, definitely since 2000, that I have heard from clients when we've done infomercials, testimonials, interviewed people, etc., is that they all say the same thing. It did not feel like it was a diet. Why don't more people know about this? I don't know. All I know is that if you're catching this, you know about it. And that's what's important. I want to help people who want to be helped. And if I can help you, then I'm going to help you. If I can't help you, I'm still going to pray and hope that I can because I would like to help you. Okay. Anyway, I know I was rambling, but I was compelled. Christine motivated me. We had a great conversation. I was like, you know what? I have a lot going on right now in my life, in my world, and it's all positive stuff. I'm not saying it's easy stuff, but my heart has been broken. My heart has been repaired. I care. I'm in this to win it. I want to make a difference in people's lives and as many lives as possible, no matter how many times my heart is broken. I'm still there to help people where I can help people. That means I'm not throwing in the towel. I'm staying the course. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, and that's why I'm doing it. All right. Well, anyway, thank you. Thank you for giving me some time. I appreciate you. And until we talk again or until the next one, because I do have a new podcast coming, is I'm doing it right. I've been working on the format for about 10 weeks. It's dialed in. I'm excited to get this thing started, but had to take care of a couple things in the interim, and all of that's coming together. So I will be sharing more sooner than later. All right? Peace.